Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome for tuning in today. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you being here with me today. If you would like the video, subscribe to the channel, that would be fantastic. If you'd also like to leave your thoughts and comments down below, let's enter a very respectful and friendly discussion down in the comments. Today I will be following up on the statements I made, my opinions that I had in my Australia video. If you haven't seen that, I'll leave the link down below in the description, where I briefly mentioned towards the end that Meghan had launched 2 new candles in respect to her children Archie and Lily. In that video I thought it was a bit of a stretch to critique the candles and say that Meghan is monetising the children and their prince and princess titles. That's because at the time of recording that video I hadn't seen official press, as it were, promotional materials for these candles. It was something I just caught on social media before I came to record that video, and I wanted to keep it predominantly about Harry and Meghan's trip to Australia. I also want to reinforce and reiterate that I don't want to be talking about the children themselves, and that's not what I'm going to do in this video. The children I believe are complete innocents. Whatever drama and controversy that surround Harry and Meghan, it doesn't have anything to do with the children. The things I say in this video will be strictly about the candles themselves as products and my thoughts on what I have looked through today in order to record this video. So please bear with me, because in doing a little bit more digging and enlightening my knowledge, or I can't think what the right phrase is, but in educating myself rather on these candles and how they've been marketed and promoted, I do have new thoughts. So please bear with me, because I've written some of these down, and because I'll probably jumble it all up, I'll have to search for what I need. So again, as I said in the previous video, I believe these candles are a very sweet thing for Meghan to do. You know, she has this brand, she has the means to do it, and she's created them for herself. And had she have created them just for herself, as a nod to her children, yeah, I think it's a great thing to do. I like that the fact that the numbers on each candle are representative of Archie and Lily's respective birthdays. I think it's very sweet. It's a lovely thing to do. However, she has commercialised Archie and Lily in the sense that you know, she's made these candles for commercial, for the everyday consumer. So I don't think the candles will be, this is just my opinion, I don't think the candles will be an absolute sellout. Candles, fragrance candles, it depends what scents and smells you enjoy in candles and the combinations of these things. I'm not particularly versed in scented candles. I don't buy them, I don't use them. I may buy them as gifts if I know what kind of candle and scent someone likes, so I know what their favourite brand and smells of candles are. They're not for my fragrance candles, aren't my thing. But I have friends and family who do enjoy scented candles, and I know what they like, so that's, you know, I'll buy candles as a gift if I can't think of anything else to get them, to be quite honest. But yeah, so I did a bit of digging on these candles, and as I said in my last video, Archie's candle contains notes of ginger, neroli and cashmere. Ginger, I believe, is a nod to his red hair, and The number is of Archie's birthday, like I said, the 6th of May, 506. And this candle retails for $64. Quite expensive for a candle, in my point of view. I've seen the size of these candles. I've seen other people buy different scented candles from As Ever and reviewed them. I can't remember if Brittany from Royal News Network bought a candle. I'm not entirely sure. She may have. I'll leave a link to her channel below, and if I can find the video of where she does a product review, which was quite a while ago now, but if I can find that video, that direct link, then I will also post that as well. But I've seen Link Lauren, he bought some products from As Ever, including a candle, and his came with no wick. I will leave the link to his channel, and again, if I can find that video, I'll leave the link below as well. And I've also seen Dan Wootton's review of the candle, and his candle had no wick either. So again, the link for Dan's channel will be in the description below, and if I can find that video, then I'll also leave that link also in the description. So I've seen people review these candles, and the fact that, you know, from what I've seen, based on people who've bought the products, a range of the products, some candles come with a wick and some don't. So for $64, if you can't guarantee that there's a wick in the candle, I mean, that's a waste of money, I think. But I think these candles are overpriced for what they are, and fragrance candles, from my limited knowledge on these things, particularly scented things, it's an individual thing. You have to know what someone likes. So people may buy these candles for someone who likes notes of ginger, neroli and cashmere. Is that right? Yeah. So they may purchase Archie's, you know, the candle, Archie's candle as it were. And then Lily's candle, which is also $64, contains notes of amber, water lily and santal, or santal. Let me know which way I said it correctly. I think it may be the first way. But please let me know down below in the comments. Again, like I say, it has a note to her birthday as well. But in reading also the description for Lily's candle, I've actually written it down, and it says, quote, crafted and curated by our founder to honour her daughter Lilibet's birth date, end quote. Again, I think the codes for their birthdays, I think is a really sweet nod. This is a sweet thing for Meghan, but I think on the whole, for Meghan alone to enjoy these candles, you might get people ordering them because of the ingredients and the scents in these candles for other people, but I don't think they're going to be bestsellers. Yeah, these candles aren't going to be bestsellers, I don't believe. And again, this is nothing about the children. It's not critique of the children at all. And again, I just want to further emphasise that this isn't what this video is about. It's just about the candles and what I view of the candles themselves. I don't think they'll be sellouts. Again, scents is a very personal thing, whether it's candles, perfumes, all sorts of different things. It depends on what you like. Yeah, $64. I mean, surely people are going to be able to purchase a candle with similar scents for cheaper than $64, because $64 is the price before tax, VAT, delivery. That's a lot of money. You could be talking up to $100 for a candle. So I think it's going to be a question of personal taste and cost. Because who's going to buy, the everyday consumer, who's going to buy a $64 candle? $64. I understand there's overheads and things like that that may be factored into the price. But people can make candles themselves nowadays. You don't have to spend $64 on one candle. And if you don't want to make your own candles and spend probably a bit more on the equipment, I don't know how to do it myself, I'm sure you can find something else for a lot cheaper. Sorry about that. Anyway, I don't think, it's not like they're going to be huge hits, and some people may have the view of, why am I going to buy a candle when they're about someone else's children? Because in my video on Australia, I had a comment from, shout out to Lou on UT, hello. You know, they commented, left a few comments on my video, thank you so much for that. Truly appreciate it. But one of your comments was, what you said was, who would want candles with someone else's kids on it? So ridiculous. And I've thought of that since, when I read your comment, and I thought, yeah, well, who is going to want to buy a candle when it's an ode to someone else's children? Again, it depends if you like the ingredients of these respective candles, fine. If you do, if you're going to purchase one, if you would like to purchase it, what are your thoughts about this? Would you buy a candle that is an ode or a celebration of someone else's children? What are your thoughts about it? Let me know in the comments. I just feel a bit, because again, it's about children and keeping children separate. The children are innocents, and these candles are products, and we are just talking about the products. So as products, what are your thoughts? Again, let's keep it respectful and friendly and quite light in the comments. Let's create a respectful place. Yeah, so like I say, I was on the As Ever website earlier today and having a look at the various things, and these candles are also included in a bundle called the Mother's Day Edit. I think this is just one of the Mother's Day bundles you can get. This includes Archie and Lily's candles with a box of chocolates. The box of chocolates retail for $58, and they are 10 individual dark chocolates with caramel, with As Ever written, you know what I mean, on them. I said in my last video they didn't look that great. $58, nope, no thank you. And this bundle in total costs $186. So already for 3 items, I mean, I think $58 for a box of 10 chocolates. Here in the UK, you can get a box of Celebrations or Quality Streets around Christmas time for about, what are they now? About a tenner. I think they're about 10 quid. Between £5 and £10. And you get more than 10 in those. $58. I don't know what that is in pounds. I don't know. Leave it down below in the comments. I may even edit how much it is in pounds, how much $58 is in pounds. That's outrageous. And again, that's before tax, VAT and delivery. $186 just on 3 items. I mean, do what you want. If you like this, if you know you're gonna like this, the smell of these candles, I mean, you do you at the end of the day. If you fancy it, if you want to buy it for your mum or, you know, someone you know for Mother's Day, feel free. This is just my point of view. I think it's incredibly overpriced. I think for $186 you could probably get, actually I wouldn't even want to speculate what you could get for $186, to be honest, because I'm not that clued up on prices in America. I just know prices on items. I mean, yeah, these candles are a very sweet nod for Meghan. I just feel that because they're coded to her children, you know, with 506 and 604, it should stay a very personal thing. And perhaps what she could have done was, I don't know, maybe market these candles as something else. Keep the ones with the birthdays on for herself, and then sell these candles with the scents that they are, but without the numbers on. Maybe that was one way to do it. And then she could say later on, perhaps, I don't know, I'm not a marketing expert by any means, but maybe she could have said, oh, well, you know, I did create these candles originally for myself because they remind me of my children and memories I have with my children. She probably could have said that at a later date and just said, you know, but then I wanted to do something for Mother's Day, so I didn't think it was right for me to do it. I don't know. Maybe she could have come out with it a lot later rather than in the promotional material, because like I say, I've educated myself a little bit today. I've looked on the As Ever website, and it says about the founder had created this candle in honour of Lilibet's birthday. You know, I think it said the same about Archie's. I don't remember that it did, but I'm assuming it's the same thing anyway. But I did a bit of a Google because I was like, what is the issue with the candles kind of thing? So I found an article in page 6 written by Sara Nathan, and it was published on the 21st of April, so just last week. And in this article, it's an online article, so I'll leave the link in the description below. Sara wrote, quote, "Page 6 can reveal she and Prince Harry have also registered Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet's names," end quote. Sara additionally wrote that in promotional materials, the 2 candles contains the children's titles. Again, the link to this article will be below. Feel free to check it out yourself. So that instantly changed my view somewhat on what I said, really, because I thought it was, last time I thought it was a bit of a stretch to say she was monetising the children and the titles. Yeah, registering the names, clearly. Direct contradiction, snub of the Sandringham Summit about not being allowed to use the titles. Here in page 6, she's registered the names. We knew after Lily was born, I think it went round in the media, I don't know, I can't remember, but I know there's a list of very different domain names. There's like well over 10, I think, domain names as it pertains to Lily's full name. All registered, trademark, copyrighted. Let me know what the right word is pertaining to these domain names. And I think they've done the same with the email addresses for the children. Correct me down below in the comments. Yeah, so it's right. So because Lou on UT also commented in the video, she said, yes, she is monetising the children and the titles. And I found this article so not just this article by Sara Nathan in page 6, actually there's an article in Harper's Bazaar by Rosa Sanchez, which was published online on the 20th of April, so the day before page 6. I'll leave the link to Rosa's article at Harper's Bazaar in the description as well. But Rosa wrote in her article that these candles were inspired by Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, which is then confirmed by page 6 the next day. I stand corrected. By saying in promotional materials, you're mentioning the titles. I mean, that's seemingly the only way to interpret how she's marketing these candles, how she's trying to sell them, how she's monetising the prince and princess titles that their children received when their grandfather became king. Again, direct snub of the Sandringham Summit, yet again. Except this time, she's roped in her children, and that's not fair. Because like I've said in this video, they are innocents in all of this. All the drama, all the controversy, all the criticism that Harry and Meghan receive. And she's bringing the children in. And really, this isn't the first time she's brought the children in. I think I mentioned it in my last video. The picture on the website of initially when As Ever launched, Meghan and Lily seemingly running across the grass. That was used on the homepage of the website, I think in the top section. There's Instagram videos, whether it was St. Patrick's Day last year or the video to promote her when she was doing flower arrangements and lilies underneath, and you can hear the children in the background, or you see them at a table, or they're carving pumpkins and you see the backs of their heads, or on the odd occasion you might actually see a side profile of the children, which also contradicts them saying about children in the online space. I think it's a contradiction anyway. We know that Harry doesn't want his children online, so that for me, I interpret that to mean he doesn't want them to have an online presence. It's not just about them not using social media, because he absolutely hates it. From what I can gather, he hates it. And yet Meghan is posting pictures and Instagrams, reels, stories, whatever it is, posting on her Instagram images of their children, even if it's just the back of the head. Images and videos of your children online, that's one thing. And that's another way to kind of remind people, because that's what the promotional material does for these candles, is to remind everybody. Archie is a prince, Lily is a princess, their grandfather is the King of England and recognised as head of state throughout the Commonwealth. I mean, it is. When you put it like that and you've got the promotional material there saying it was inspired by Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, directly quoted. I mean, you shouldn't be doing that. And I will say it in this order, really. A, because they're your children. They are children. They shouldn't have anything to do with this. They don't know this is happening. I mean, I really feel for these children, because I feel like sometimes criticism for things like this, people might think it's going to, oh, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like how it makes me feel. It makes me feel really uneasy. Actually, I don't like talking about it. I mean, I am discussing it in this video to follow up from my last video when I mentioned it. But this is Meghan. Again, this has nothing to do with the children. It doesn't have anything to do with the children. This is Meghan finding some way of creating and marketing a product, and to still keep the interest, or to generate any kind of interest, positive, negative, whatever it is, interest, to still generate interest in her brand, particularly as Netflix are no longer partners in the business. There's her children. Again, Lily was in the flower arranging video. I mean, this says to me as well, in monetising the Prince and Princess titles and Archie and Lily's names respectively, in conjunction with these titles, by registering them, she's poised to do it again. She's going to launch another product pertaining to the children. I feel so awful for the children. I don't, again, this just makes me uneasy, but she has monetised the titles and her children, and I don't like it. I don't think it's right. And to me, it also speaks of Meghan not having a clear vision for a brand. The fact that, I mean, fair enough, you want to launch products for Mother's Day that's coming up. Fair enough. Do that. Launch things for Mother's Day. Launch things for, you know, other occasions of the year. You know, fine. Everybody does it. For things like that. Everybody does it. But this is your children. These are children, and I just, again, I think these candles should have been a personal thing that she made for herself, and she could have just released these candles without the numbers on and just said, I've created 2 new candles, but my candles that I've got, my versions of these, have my children's birthday on. I wanted to keep them personally for myself, but still share them with everyone else, you know, without the use of the titles and things like that. But it just shows that she has to use the titles, whether it's her own or her children. She has to, because, I mean, she doesn't, to be honest. If her brand was amazing and things were actually selling out, she wouldn't have to resort to this. And I think it's really unfair on the kids. Ultimately, I think it's really unfair on the kids. And I don't like that she's done it. I think we all expected at some point she would. I don't know. Like I've said, I think it's sweet in one way, but in the way that they've been promoted and marketed, no, you can't do that. I mean, she has done it, but she shouldn't have. Even if you just stick with the Sandringham Summit agreement, that they wouldn't use the titles. That agreement extends to the kids and their titles that they would inherit when Charles became king. She's done it regardless. And she's done it because she hasn't had any consequences for merching her own title. So, anyway, I will leave that there for today. Well, I'll just sum up and say, look, I think these candles were sweet initially. I think it's a sweet nod to have their birthdays on the candles. But the children should be separate, kept completely separate. And this isn't about the children. Really, this is about the marketing, and the marketing of these 2 products, and the fact that Meghan has put Prince Archie and Prince Lilibet in the promotional materials, in press. Okay, it's not on the website. The Prince and Princess titles aren't on the website. So I did a Google, Meghan Markle candles. Will the internet work? Yes. The price of the candles equate to £47 each. I'm sure a lot of people could use that money to put petrol or diesel in the car, to be quite honest. Yeah, so Mother's Day collection was out last Wednesday. Yes, it's the article by Sara Nathan. The title of it says, Meghan Markle outrages palace by promoting $64 candles with mention of Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of articles. If you just look on about Meghan Markle's candles with the titles, there's plenty of critique online. yeah. So yeah, so to sum up, I think that Meghan Markle should have produced these candles with the birthdays on just for herself, in order to protect her children and keep them separate from her business endeavours. I think that's what she should have kept them completely separate, rather than produce candles with the birthdays on and promote them in a couple of different articles with Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet on the respective one. That she shouldn't have done, because her children are innocent in all this. They don't need to be pulled into it. Marketing these candles in this way obviously has caused criticism that she's monetising her children and their titles, and in promoting them in the way that she has. Yes, she has. And she shouldn't have done it for her children's sake. Number one, for her children's sake, she shouldn't have done it. Number two, why she shouldn't have done it. The Sandringham Summit. It still stands. So we'll see what happens as it pertains to page 6. She has registered their names. We'll see what happens in the future. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you think these candles will do in sales? Do you think they'll be popular? Would you buy one of these candles, or would you seek similar ones for a cheaper price? What do you think about how these candles have been marketed? Please leave your comments down below, and let's keep it respectful, and remember that Archie and Lily are children, and they are completely separate from all of this. So let's keep it respectful and not make it about Archie and Lily, because they are innocents. I'm uneasy talking about it, but what I will say is she has marketed and monetised her children's titles, and it's not fair on the children, and like I say, it's a direct snub to the Sandringham Summit. So yes, if you would like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment your thoughts down below, let's enter a respectful discussion. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in today. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.